full of mistletoe and ornaments and tinsel, lots of tinsel, and garland and hot chocolate and icicles and jingle bells and sleigh bells and carols and carolers and decorations and chimneys and elves and candy canes and Christmas lights and wreaths and reindeer and Santa and sleighs. I don't know. Sleds? Who knows? You know what I mean? Snowflakes, maybe, toys, wreaths, tree toppers, star tree toppers. I'm getting lost in the Christmas spirit right now. I hope there's lots of gingerbread men and women, you know, and non-binary gingerbread people in your life. Guys, we have an amazing episode this week with Fahim Anwar. But before we get into this week's episode, I just want to tell you a little bit about something that I love, and that's cannabis. That's right. I love cannabis. If you know me, you know that about me. But not just any cannabis, because there are so many options nowadays, and you can't trust every option. That's why I trust Absolute Extracts. You could check them out online at abx.org. They offer an amazing variety of products. They have distillate. They also have a carbonated beverage called Hi-Fi Hops, which I personally love. It's like a sparkling water, and it's infused with cannabis. So you can literally have 5 milligrams of THC while the people around you get drunk, and you won't care. You'll just be high, and it's the perfect amount of high. I would say it's equivalent to like the 1 beer version. So I love bringing Hi-Fi Hops to holiday events, and you will too. You definitely have to try them. They're like 0 calories. They taste really good, and they get you the perfect amount of high. They're slightly infused, so you're not going to be so baked that you can't socialize. I love them so much. They also have this amazing sleepy time collection at ABX. They have little sublingual drops you can just put underneath your tongue before bed, and you will pass right out, and you will sleep like the perfect angel that you are. You know what I mean? Check them out on ease.com. You can enter discount code SHANK, SHENK, for 20% off. And yeah, Absolute Extracts, guys, check them out. Also, anyone who knows me knows that sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety. I'm an anxious person. I run around a lot. My schedule is a little bit crazy. And that's why I love CBD. I love CBD because it kind of just takes the edge off for me. And not just any CBD. I love Care by Design. You can go to cbd.org, and you can literally on their homepage take, there's a bunch of different questions, and you can find out which CBD product is right for you. So if you're someone who's anxious, you can find a CBD product that's right for you. You can, if you're someone who has muscle stiffness or joint pain, then maybe a topical ointment in addition to a gel capsule is right for you. Whatever you need, Care by Design has you covered. It's truly one of the best CBD brands I've ever personally tried. And you can go to ease.com, enter discount code SHANK, SHENK, for 20% off. That's right, 20% off on all Absolute Extracts and Care by Design products. You're welcome. Special thanks to Speedweed and BetterBox TV. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shank. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is Fahim Anwar.
Hi.
Hi.
Great to be here.
Thank you for coming on. I'm excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Because I don't know much about the man that is Fahim Anwar.
Oh, really?
I'm
like Prince?
Yeah.
Dang.
You're like Prince.
How so?
I
like that I call myself that, and then I tell you to tell me why I'm like Prince.
Yeah.
It sounds like I really want to be called Prince.
Yeah.
How am I like Prince?
The artist formerly known as Fahim.
Yes.
How are you like Prince? Well, your dance moves.
It's true.
But that's Lance. Cantstopolis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so you do a character called Lance Cantstopolis.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done it though.
You're
been
not doing it anymore?
Yeah, I haven't done it for like a long time, maybe like a year and a half or.
Really?
Yeah, I used to do it a lot, or just like every Saturday I would do it at the Comedy Store, like around midnight.
What happened?
I think I was working on my special, and then I was like, oh, let me just work on trying to get that tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I put Lance on the back burner, and then I just stopped doing him for a while. I don't know, maybe I just got kind of bored of it.
Yeah. So
it was fun. It was fun to do.
And it was funny as fuck.
It was funny. Yeah. Because it's not material. It's just sort of like, I think as comics, we're around it so much, and even people we really like, you see their set, and that's what they're working on. It's fun when you see them like do some new stuff. If you like, if you disappear for a month and then you see them and you're like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
But week to week, you enjoy it the first time, but it's like you appreciate it, but it's on like a different level. It's not hitting you for the first time like a regular audience member, you know?
Right.
Whereas Lance was just like a spectacle for the audience and the comedians because it wasn't prepared bits. It was just sort of this like in the moment thing.
Right.
And it's fun for comedians because it's not stale.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's fun for comedians to see that because you're like you said, you get so used to seeing the same material.
Yeah. And you forget the fun element of stand-up. Sometimes you can be so career-driven and bit-driven that you have this tunnel vision, and you forget that it's about like fun, and levity, and having a good time, and kind of like the way you laughed when you were a kid,
right?
And it just kind of reminds you, like, oh, okay, things could just be silly.
Yeah.
Like I don't always have to speak truth to power or something. I don't have to take someone down. Like that has its place,
right?
But sometimes funny is just funny.
So do you miss doing Lance? Will you
sometimes? Yeah.
Will you bring back Lance?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I will.
I think
I think it's on the back burner, but like I definitely want to bring him back sometime.
So how did you come up with the idea of Lance?
It was on accident. It wasn't premeditated. It was Willie Hunter was doing his talk show. Remember?
Oh yeah,
at the Comedy Store. So he was doing it in the main room, and when he was putting it together, he was trying to get guests. So he called me, and he knows. Like I dance a little bit, you know, just
casually.
Yeah, like I'm an amateur dancer. I'm not professional. I do it for the love.
But you have moves.
I have some moves. For a comedian, I feel like I have moves.
Yeah.
I have rhythm. Honestly, I feel like 90% of dancing is just letting go and having rhythm.
And committing.
Yeah. So many people are like on the edge and like, are people looking at me? But if you just jump off the cliff and you can actually move on beat, that's like 95% of dancing.
Well, so like as a kid, did you dance?
Yeah, like I was just really into Michael Jackson, so I would like get all his music videos and his like concert performances, and I would slow it down and I would rewind it.
No, you would like choreograph for yourself?
I wouldn't choreograph. I would just try to like copy. Yeah, and I think that's a good foundation to have for dance. If Michael Jackson is your backbone,
I mean that explains a lot for him.
Yeah,
because. For me, the letting go part of dance, hard as fuck.
Yeah, it is for most people. But I think once you have the tools, because some people they don't have the tools, so that's why they can't let go. Dance. I guess. I think I need to teach the psychology of dance.
Yes, Lance teaches dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then if you just have no potential, he just kicks you out.
Yes.
They're wasting everyone's time.
Yes.
Get out.
So you just thought of it because you liked to dance?
No. So Willie hit me up and he was like, "Hey, can you be a musical guest for the show? So I just want you to dance?" And I'm like, that's fucking weird. If just me
dancing.
Fahim Anwar dances on the Willie Hunter show. I go, that's like sad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I get that.
But I had just done this sketch with Melissa Villaseñor called Dirty Breakin'.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite sketches. It's on YouTube.
Dirty Breakin'?
Yeah. Open up another tab right now.
Do it right now. Yeah.
And go to YouTube and type in Dirty Breakin' Fahim Anwar. And so I was dressed like Lance in this sketch.
Okay.
But
paint a picture of how Lance would dress real quick.
It's like a mullet, wife beater, and like tucked into some really tight acid wash jeans and like a Western belt.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a lot of machismo. It's a lot of confidence and yeah. So just visually, Lance existed for this sketch. Oh yeah, this is it. Yeah. And then, but it didn't have the accent or anything. It still just talked like, he was just kind of like smoky, like. Because Melissa's dancing in this dance studio, like by herself, she thinks. And then it turns out I've been watching the whole time, and I'm just in the corner. I'm like, so this is what you've been doing with your life?
Oh my God, the mullet's so good though.
Yeah.
What made you pick the mullet?
Well, because for this sketch, I had this idea for this sketch a long time ago, and it was always in the back of my mind. And I'm like, oh, this guy is. I wanted him to be an amalgam of every '80s male archetype. So
Yes.
he's Van Damme, he's Swayze.
Yes.
There's another one I'm leaving out, like Kevin Bacon. Just he's all of that rolled into one, you know.
Yes.
But visually, it kind of looks like Van Damme from Hard Target, pretty much.
Yes.
So Willie asked me to do it. I'm like, I'll do it, but dressed as this.
Yeah.
And they go, what's his name? And I go, I don't know, Lance, because it rhymes with dance. And I'm like, can't stop, like Cantstopolis.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, okay. Then he puts it on the flyer and all that. Night of the show comes. I do this dance number that I choreograph. This funny dance number as Lance, you know.
Okay.
But there's no talking. It's just dancing.
Right.
So I do it. It's funny. The crowd likes it. And then I'm just floating around. This is the dark ages of the Comedy Store. So no
Right.
one, it's not popping or anything. No
This
one's
is
really
like
coming
when
by
Tommy
there.
was still
Yeah, yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
like 2010-ish?
Yeah, that's when I started coming around and no one was there.
Yeah. But it's kind of, there's a beauty in that you can literally, like, shit like this can happen.
Yeah.
Where there's no stakes at all. Where I'm like, all right, let me dress up like this guy. You're not worried about an agent saying something. You could just be so experimental.
Right.
If you want to use the space like that.
Yeah.
And I always did. It was like a fun house to me. So I'm dressed like this guy, you know, and I'm walking around, and then Brenton comes up. He's like, hey, there's like no one's in the OR. It's open mic, you know. He's like, do you want to go up? I'm like, you never turn down stage time. And I'm like, there's hardly anyone in there. There's maybe like 5 or 6 people. And I'm like, yeah, all right. But I'm dressed like this. And I go, I can't just go up there and be like, hey, how you guys doing? Like, that
Yeah.
would be, visually, it's weird.
Right. Because it's like if you're rocking a mullet.
It doesn't make sense
No.
if I talk like this and I have that mullet. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I got to do an accent or something. So then I go up there. They bring me up as Lance Cantstopolis. And I'm like, how are you guys doing tonight? You good? Yeah. And there was like these like older ladies in the front row. I'm like, what is it, like cougar time? Or they have all these tiny champagnes. I'm like, how do you guys, you like your tiny champagnes?
No, that's
so
amazing.
It was just really fun. And it was this different type of laughter than joke laughter.
Yeah.
So it just kind of planted the seed. And I'm like, oh, let me cultivate this. So then I did it 3 months later. Because it's scary to do. Because it's a little different than what you normally do.
So scary. Especially when you're in the practice of stand-up. Because I
Well,
used to do groundlings
I was already.
before.
I think I'm fortunate enough that Lance thing happened when I was already like pretty deep into stand-up already.
Right.
And I had already. Because when you come to the Comedy Store, you got to win people over. You know, everyone's kind of testing, like, who is this guy? I had
Yes.
already gotten the respect of everybody
Right.
as me.
Right.
When Lance happened. Because if I did Lance from
Because
the
if you
jump,
opened with Lance,
I would get torn apart. Like, if I was
everyone
just like
would
this
be like,
new guy
who
at the
does this
store,
guy?
and it'd be like, what a gimmick.
yeah, because whenever somebody comes in with like a character and they're like a new person, people are like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like, especially at the store, like in like an alt room, that's welcome.
Sure.
They're like, okay, cool. We welcome you.
Right.
What kind of weird shit are you doing? You have a keyboard, you have a uke, you're
But
part
the thing
of the
is,
band.
yeah, I think people like the store is low key alt. People forget about that.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are afraid to use it that way, but I think that's the way Mitzi designed it.
Yeah, it's
and
supposed to be like you experiment.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
Yeah, but
I always saw it that way.
But it's always that's really interesting because for me, like now I'm just oh yeah, it's
What is
very
that?
relaxing. Someone's just wheeling like I don't know what that was.
Probably, I'm gonna guess a cart with shit, not very
Loose shit.
yeah, loose shit on a cart.
Loose shit on a cart.
Judges.
And metal.
Was
A
it?
lot of metal.
It was a
bits.
loose shit on a cart.
That's right. 200 points for Fahim.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I just now feel a little more comfortable trying new stuff.
Yeah.
Because you want to feel like you've earned everyone's respect. And it's hard not to get in your own head.
Yeah. I think there's a progression of comfort as a comedian, but there's steps you got to do. Like, it's hard to get there from the jump. You kind of have to, especially when you're in a new place or like a new scene, you're like, all right, I'm performing for respect or people to know who I am. And then once you kind of have that, then you can be more experimental because they know who you are.
Right.
And that they'll let you take those risks.
Right.
But if you take those risks from the jump, you're like, oh, I don't want to be perceived as that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't do that until you have the first thing.
Yeah, but although I did some weird things before I found my voice, I did some weird shit.
Everyone does. Like every comedian doesn't have a honed voice from the start. Some get there faster than the others, but no one's fully formed out the gate. You know what's interesting?
What?
Like, I think it was on Hulu. I don't know if it's still on Hulu, but they had all the evening at the Improvs.
Okay.
So you get to see all these A-listers, these like titans of stand-up comedy when they're very young. They're like 5 years in, or you get to see Martin Lawrence's stand-up at the Improv. And they're not Martin yet. And it's very refreshing.
Okay, maybe
know,
I should
like,
watch this.
Oh, this is just a human experience. Like everyone goes through this phase.
Right.
No one is Chris Rock out the gate. No one is Martin out
Right.
the gate. And you see them when they're like 3 years in, or David Spade's early set, or Adam Sandler's early
I've
set.
seen some of David Spade's early set. Yeah.
And it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a journey.
It's definitely a journey. Well, so have you had any bad sets as Lance? And is that worse?
No,
Then
I don't mind it. Like it doesn't happen a lot, but it sometimes it would, especially early on.
because
it wasn't honed yet.
Yeah. And so did that feel worse than like a joke not landing as Fahim?
No, because like there was no jokes with Lance. It was just sort of like, the victory for Lance is just being the character. So how well it does, there's shades of gray. Sometimes it's magical. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's mediocre. Sometimes it's bad. Like not often.
Right.
But it really depends on if the crowd wants to play, if they want to play this game,
Right.
then it could be really fun.
But
if
I
they're
think
kind
most
of like,
crowds
what is
want to
this?
play that game.
Some crowds, like, once you break that wall and you're like, what's up? What are you guys doing? And like, they're kind of like, oh, they don't want to be talked to. So if there's a lot of those type of people in the crowd, it doesn't go very well, or it doesn't do as well as it should, because the coal that fuels that train is the people asking him questions and interacting and like having a good time.
Right.
But if they're like, don't talk to us.
Yeah.
Lance has no material. so
Lance
it's
just
not,
dancing?
then it's just, no, it's not dancing. It's just sort of whatever it is in the moment. It's the show the audience gives back.
I like that.
Yeah. So for me though, the victory is just being the character the whole time. It's not, even if it doesn't, it's kind of whatever. There's
Just
a lot of people
staying
in the
that.
crowd who think that's a real guy, and that's already a win.
Yeah.
Regardless
I mean,
of how well the show goes,
Yeah.
the fact that several people in the crowd think that's a real guy,
think that
that's a great set.
That is a win.
That's my definition of a great set.
That is true. That's a good point. Have you in one night been Fahim and Lance?
It happened one time on the same show.
That.
One time I went up early in the OR, so I did my set, and then Whitney was running late, like a few comics later. I think it's like 3 or 4 comics later, and they're like, Adam comes up to me, he's like, Whitney's running late, get Lance.
He said get
he's
Lance.
like, get Lance. So then I'm like Superman, I put the hair in. I don't think I had a wife beater. I didn't have the wife beater on me, so I just took my shirt off and I had like a bomber jacket over it.
No.
Yeah. So I just have like no shirt on, jacket, and then I go back up and I just do a set as Lance on the same show.
That's amazing.
And I remember as I was me earlier in the show, I was doing some crowd work with these ladies in the front row. And then when I was up as Lance, I was looking at those ladies and I'm like, you look strangely familiar to me. Like, well, maybe we met in the past life or something.
Do you think they registered that you were the same person?
Yeah. Because it was on the same show.
Yeah. That's got to be crazy to be an audience member to see that.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh shit, this guy's not just one thing.
Oh yeah, just like on the same show.
Yeah, like if you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's gotta be
like, who's the real?
Yeah, which one is he
Maybe
really?
Fahim was the impression.
Yeah. Well, did you just have the hair in your car? Did you just bring it?
Yeah. Usually when I was gonna do Lance, I would put the hair in a backpack.
No.
Yeah.
What is that hair? Is it like
Just
extensions?
Yeah.
And
It's
you
just
know
like
how to
2
put
rows. Yeah, they're clips. See, now I was onto the whole extension thing before all the other guys. Like I know the fake hair game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on
So
it.
it's like just snap them in. It's
Snap
pretty easy.
them in. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go to buy your extensions?
I had a cousin who does hair, so she hooked me up.
Oh, because they look really
look
good.
good, yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw the clip that Gage pulled up, I was like, oh shit, that looks
legit.
That looks so real. Okay,
You
so
just
you had
have to have your hair long enough to kind of go over the clips in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Fahim the man? Have you had any weird fashion phases?
I think everyone, because time, like it's how you dressed in high school.
Yeah, like
Well,
did
it
you
won't
lean
hold
into
up.
something?
Yeah, I had like baggy khakis and shit, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Would you sag?
No, I never got into sagging. I never understood
Just a little
sagging.
baggy.
Yeah, it's a little baggy. Like if you look at all the clothes,
Yeah.
I love that episode of Workaholics when Divine goes back to high school and he's wearing like these giant Jinko jeans.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Jinko jeans. Jinko jeans. I have a pair.
Really, I wanted them so bad, but they wouldn't get them for me. My parents.
They wouldn't? Why
Yeah.
not?
I think they're too baggy.
They're like,
those are like raver pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, raves are wild. My mom the other day asked me if raves are still a thing. And I was
Probably,
like,
but they don't
yeah.
call them raves.
Want to go to a rave
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not in the rave scene.
What do you think they call it now?
After hours?
You think?
Yeah.
Or kickback?
I want to come to this kickback. But I feel like there's nothing chill about a rave.
Yeah, like if I was in 21 Jump Street and then I go to a high school and I'm like, you guys know any cool raves? Like they would know I'm a cop immediately.
Yeah, such a narc.
Yeah, yeah. You guys know where you get some marijuana and go to a rave? You think they still do glow sticks?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, they still do glow sticks. I'm sure they still do pacifiers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that
That's
was
so you
the
don't
thing.
grind your teeth?
Yeah.
What makes
Yeah.
you grind your teeth? E?
Ecstasy, yeah, or if it's cut with something too.
Mm.
Like if it's cut with like, who knows, meth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So
a real
you
wild
really gotta know
ride.
your e-dealer.
Ecstasy is, yeah. And I remember like ecstasy used to like be able to look up the pill online and like go on this weird forum.
really?
Yeah,
There should be a Shazam for drugs where you just like
that'd be genius.
put it over the pill or whatever it is and it tells you its purity, what it's cut with,
Yeah.
the manufacturer.
Yes.
Did we just invent an app?
I think you just invented an app and I just
Whoa.
said agreed. Yeah.
That's actually really noble of you because if I threw you into the mix
I was like,
and
you know
most people
what?
would have been like, yeah, we did it.
Well, it's
But you
we're
were
on
like-
camera. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
I'm
true.
like, play back the tape.
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
Fahim's
But that
idea.
means how honest you are.
I'm not gonna piggyback on your
All right.
pill
I'll
idea.
cut you in a little bit.
All right, cool. Can I just have the app for free?
Yeah,
No.
of course. Yeah, I'll send you the beta.
Beta testing for your drug app. You don't do any drugs and you just have this drug
Yeah,
app.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't really imagine going to a rave now. I would love to see you at a rave.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would like. I don't think I would do anything really.
No.
I'd just be in the corner.
Yeah, but I would like to hear your like
Thoughts?
observations.
Yeah. I'd have a lot of great material after the rave. But,
Yes.
But I don't think I'd be partaking.
There's nothing more dark than a rave.
It's very
Especially
dark?
now, like in my 30s, I'm not going to a rave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark.
I always feel that way. Sometimes I'll do comedy at festivals because they'll have music and comedy as well.
Uh-huh.
And it slants so young because of music. And
Uh-huh.
when I'm just there to do my shows and I'll go catch maybe a band or something.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm looking for my daughter.
Yes.
When I'm there.
Yeah.
I just want to go up to all the girls and be like, Sarah Michelle, Ashley, how did you leave the house dressed like that? We are going home.
Yes.
Just embarrass random kids.
Yeah, it is.
Your
really,
mother and I talked. How are you dressed like that?
It is really crazy, like when you realize that like most of the people who like consume like comedy are like younger too.
Yeah, it's just people with disposable income and tons of time.
Yes.
That's why art slants so young.
Yes.
Because people who work in a cubicle from 9 to 5 don't have a lot of time to bother themselves with the latest TikTok dance craze.
I know. Yeah.
Or so you forget that's why entertainment slants so young because they just have their parents' income and
all the
the
time.
time in the world.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I did a show and someone brought like so many joints and they're like, I brought so many joints for us to smoke together. And I'm like, I'm high as fuck. Like I can't smoke any more joints.
Yeah.
Like this was nice of you to do, but like
Right.
I'm
I
tapping
appreciate
out.
the gesture.
Yeah, I'm gonna be weird
Right.
now.
Did you get a to-go box for the weed?
No, I pull out like a styrofoam container.
Yeah.
No. What about a chain wallet? Did you have one of those?
No, I never got into the chain. I always was pretty good about my wallet. I never.
You were?
I never had it separated from me.
Really?
Do you think that's why people have chain wallets? They're like, they lose it too many times?
Yeah. That's why. Same reason why people put their kids on leashes.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Were you ever put on one of those?
No, I wasn't that hyper.
I was.
Really?
My parents put me on a leash. Yes.
Was it a nice leash?
It was at Disneyland because I got lost. And then I lost my free range privileges and they leashed me.
Long leash?
Pretty sure it was a short leash after I got lost. I remember it was pink.
I was wireless.
Must have been nice.
I was a wireless kid.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
No, you were wireless.
Yeah, but I would get lost in the department stores. My mom would be shopping, and I feel like she would take forever.
Okay.
It just feels like an eternity when you're a kid.
When you're a kid,
even 10 minutes,
in a
it's like I've been there for 6
store,
hours.
I hated
There's
it.
nothing for kids.
No,
It's so adult.
it's so adult, and I just remember being like, "What is she doing?"
You're like, how long does it take to look at clothes?
You know, and
then
then I
the
would
worst is when
hide.
she like comes empty-handed. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this was for nothing.
Yeah. Or just
You
I remember
tortured
being
me
in
for
the
nothing?
makeup floor of like a department store for a long time with my mom and just being like, ugh, this is so boring. I just want a cookie or something.
Yeah, I would try to make it interesting. I would just like, you know how they have the circle of clothes?
Yes.
I would just like go in the
Right.
middle
Yes.
and chill in the darkness.
Yes, that would be the best
And then my
place
mom
to
wouldn't
hang.
be there anymore, you know, and then I'll get lost. Then I would find her. Sometimes I'd have to have them like page.
You would?
Yeah, to be like, Sara Anwar, come to.
No.
Yeah.
Well, so where did you grow up?
Like the burbs of Seattle.
Okay. So a lot of mall time, a lot of Nordstrom's?
Yeah, or like a Bon. It wasn't
What's
called,
that?
it was like the Bon Marché.
What's the Bon Marché?
If you're a Seattle person, you know what I'm talking about.
What's the Bon Marché?
The Bon Marché was like our Macy's.
Okay.
And then Macy's bought the Bon Marché.
Okay.
And people were kind of like, that's an institution in Seattle. So you can't just come in and say Macy's. So they called it Bon Macy's. for a
No.
while. Yeah.
No.
They called it Bon Macy's just to kind of like massage it.
Yeah.
And then they went straight Macy's. And no one gave a fuck by then. But at first, they're like, look, we got to do Bon Macy's.
We have to do Bon Macy's as
Yeah.
foreplay, and then we'll go
Yeah,
full
yeah, 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 yeah.
Macy's.
And now it's full Macy's.
That's crazy. What? Okay, so as a kid, is it do you have siblings?
I have a brother. Yeah.
Older or younger?
Older.
Okay. So would he be at the department stores with you?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Does he
But
still live in Seattle?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was just there Thanksgiving.
You were?
I was.
How was Seattle for Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Was it cold?
Yeah.
I could
It's cold
see
here
that.
though right now.
It's cold as fuck right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean,
But-
it's LA cold. What is it, 64?
Yeah, I'm a pussy though.
I know.
I can't do anything.
I have a jacket that I can wear for like a week in LA. It gets cold enough to wear this type of jacket.
What is it, like a serious?
It's kind of like a pea coat type thing. Like we
Ooh.
never get to wear that in LA.
No, but when you do it first, it's a novelty.
Oh yeah.
You're
And
like,
then it's just too hot.
I'm gonna break out this.
It's weird though in LA, like wintertime, because it's like, are you going to be cold in the new town that you're flying to, or hot as shit in LA? Right? Because you're like,
Yes.
if you're flying to do a gig in New York or something,
Cold as fuck.
yeah, but when you fly back, you have all this jacket and you're just like burning up.
I know. I just went to Vegas and it was so cold. I was like, I didn't realize Vegas gets this cold. There's like
Yeah.
snow on the ground.
really?
I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
Have you done stand up in Vegas?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah. What was
Is it
your...
for locals or for like the strip?
Okay. When I did it for the strip, it was harder for me.
Yes, it's for everyone. It's like a
Yes.
cruise ship on land.
Yes. It's like a. It's
They're
like-
not normal people.
They're not normal people at all.
Yeah, like
want
they
you to
have
be-
no identity.
No. Okay. When I did it on the strip, I had a really hard time. Like I did a week, and it was like I was hosting
Jesus,
for
a week?
and
Where
it-
was this?
At the Laugh Factory.
Okay.
And it was just like I felt like I was just too dark for them. But then like the stuff that would kill was just like so cheesy. It was so. I hated every second
Yeah,
of being there.
yeah.
I'm
There's
being
no-
completely honest. And then, but I just went and I did the Don't Tell comedy show, which is more locals, and they don't give the location until like the day of, and that was like so much fun and
Yeah.
completely different experience.
Yeah, the local experience is going to be different than the tourists. The tourist is like a cruise ship on land. I always say
It's literally a cruise ship on land. That's
Yes.
exactly. It's like being in.
it's a hodgepodge. You have people. It's very Midwest as well. It's very like a lot of red state people.
Yeah, they love. I'm like the best way to explain it is there's a magician that comes at like 5 p.m. and people love him.
Oh, at the Laugh Factory?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a magician that comes.
How do you follow magic?
You can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just can't.
You can try.
You-
Just before you hop into your jokes, you're just like,
Yeah. Sleight of
put
hand.
that out of the way.
Casual
This happened
sleight
to
of
me.
hand. Could you imagine getting into magic?
I can't, but I know people do.
There aren't many female magicians.
Is this going to turn into like
I don't know.
like a Vulture article? Why aren't there? Why do I need to see another man pull a rabbit out of a hat?
Why can't we?
Where are our ladies?
I saw a man in
Why is
hat.
it always a male rabbit? I'd like to see a female rabbit pulled out of the hat. And why is it a hat? Why not a beret?
Why is it
or-
always a white rabbit?
Yeah, let's get yeah.
See a brown
Yeah,
rabbit.
Totally.
You know?
Just
Let's get
diversity in
pissed.
all regards.
Yes.
I like how we're just like finding things to be mad about.
Yeah. Well, that's what people do now.
I know. When it's a slow news day, you're like,
What can I get pissed about? People just got mad at Chris Pratt. I just found this out from Gage
oh, the single-use bottle?
for having
Because he just had
yes.
a plastic bottle in a picture?
Yes. And he had to issue an apology for that. Like, I'm thirsty.
I was going to get a lot of hate. Thanks for the mug.
Yes. You're so
I almost
welcome.
brought my single-use water bottle, and you go, Pratt is dealing with this right now. We've got mugs. Okay. We have a PR person.
Yeah, we have a Better Box mug.
How are you going to go after? And I like that he has to apologize instead of just saying nothing and letting it blow over.
Yeah, that's scary. You have to
He
issue
has a
statement.
press conference. Like, he's like, I was just thirsty. I did not think about the ramifications of my biodegradable receptacle for the water. From here on out, I'll be using a hydro flask.
I mean, I don't have a hydro flask. I might be getting a lot of flack for that, but I'm just gonna come
I
out.
can't believe you
and say
just said that.
it. I know. Times are
public.
tough.
Yeah.
And on video.
Yeah.
Comment
it was
below.
nice
Let me
knowing
know what you
Yeah, you just got
think.
canceled.
Bye.
I have 10 hydro flasks.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You have 10 hydro
Mm-hmm.
flasks.
I don't even use a lot of them.
You just collect them
Just collect them.
just so you feel like a better person.
Yeah.
I respect that. There's
Oh.
something about the hydro flask that just says, I care.
Well, I got it for free. I don't think I would buy it if I didn't.
You got it free?
Yeah.
10 times.
Fuck. I'm caught in a lie. I only have one.
Busted.
Yeah.
That's okay. What about bowling?
What
Does
about it?
Fahim bowl?
Whoa, that's random.
I know. I just thought of it.
I have bowled.
Do you like it? What are some hobbies that Fahim is into?
Bowling. No, I'm just kidding. Does anybody bowl regularly?
Not that I know.
I know it exists because you see them on ESPN and stuff.
Like,
But like, who's the
do you
leisurely?
see bowling on ESPN?
Occasionally, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Maybe not. I don't know about
Can you imagine just like working your way up the bowling ladder? It
But
feels
that's
like-
true of anything, though. Like, no matter how, even stamp collecting, there's always like a pimp in each
Yeah.
genre, no matter how mundane it may seem to us. There's like a curling. There's a Tom Brady of curling.
What about like pogo stick?
There's a pogo stick guy. Yeah.
Damn.
There's people who dedicate their lives to American Ninja Warrior, trying to get on the show. You know what I mean?
There's so
They'll
many
set up their
mentally ill
own-
people.
Yeah. I don't know. People find a lane and they just really hit it hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
what I've
bowling.
noticed is, like with women, as a guy, like you just have to excel at something, no matter how weird it is. And hopefully, like if there's an attractive girl who's into that thing and you're one of the top guys in that thing, you're able to date way out of your league because she just happens to be into that thing.
Well, especially comedy.
Comedy, especially like
Especially
whenever
comedy.
like a model decides to start doing stand-up or whatever,
Yeah.
like the ugliest guys are suddenly Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
this is her new passion.
Yes.
She loves this more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
This cretin is so good at it.
Yes.
So
So wild.
so then it just distorts. She has
Yeah.
comedy goggles on.
Comedy goggles are real.
Yeah. But it's true of everything though. Even the stamp collector. If like a supermodel decides she's into stamp collecting and this guy has all the stamps, suddenly he's Tom Brady.
I mean, stamp collecting. Like into a guy that's really good at bowling. I can't imagine that. He's going to the alley again. I don't know where he is. He's
But
been at the alley all night.
There are some women who are really into bowling, and if the top You think the top bowler has a hard time? No.
I think the top magician gets way more pussy than the top bowler.
David Copperfield. Who's he married to?
I don't know.
Like Claudia Schiffer, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that you knew that.
That's like common knowledge.
I don't know much about magicians.
I know everything.
You just
Like
start listing.
like you don't know that after my sets at the Comedy Store, I just go straight to the Magic Castle, and I'm in the back, and my mind just blown, and I'm just clapping at the end of each show.
The Magic Castle. Yes.
I'm just a magician groupie. Like,
So
oh my god,
funny.
the way I've seen it a million times. What you did, you added a new flair to it, and you set it on fire. Fucking amazing. Dude, you should be way bigger than you really are. I don't know, like that's all this politics and shit.
Are you passed at the Magic Castle?
There are so many parallels between the Magic Castle and the Comedy Store.
There are.
Even the stripper world, like it's all the same, but just different circumstances. Like what your spot is.
Yes.
How long your spot is. If someone's late to their thing. I used to try to do a bit about like, if a comic is running late to a show, they'll just in the back they'll just be like, yo, can you go long? Can you stretch? And you could do that till the person shows up.
Right.
Like, how do you do that if a magician is running late at the Magic Castle? The guy does his final trick, and they're like, like expand, keep going.
No.
It's like, and then he's just vamping with like bullshit tricks. Like, is he here yet? No. Like, how do you vamp for magic?
Well, but also like it is shitty if you've already done your last joke and then you have to stretch. And you have it in your
But if you've been doing stand-up long enough, it's easy. Like,
they're
not there. Like, last night, I felt like I was done or whatever, and I was about to go off, but then no one was at the piano. And I'm like, and I just did more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very easy. Like, once you have a large catalog of material, you can just...
Versus...
You can handle it, because it's just talking.
Totally.
Like, stand-up is very hard.
Totally.
But on its surface, it's just talking. I don't have like a spare dove in my pocket in case someone is running late.
A spare glove,
late.
An extra woman to saw in half.
Yeah, totally. Just like a spare trick in case someone is running behind.
I mean, that's crazy. Magic is crazy. You get passed at the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Jimmy Schubert told me about that.
Oh yeah, he's a magician there, right? He's
got
like a
passed.
up-close guy.
Yeah. He got passed at the Magic Castle, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. He's been doing magic for a long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it either, and then he did my podcast, and when he got there, he was playing with a deck of cards, and I was like, what's happening? And he's like, I just got passed at the Magic Castle, and I was like, no!
He's like, I don't want to talk about it, though.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it on the podcast.
So funny, the sound of cards.
Yeah. Can you do that? It. Can you do the... Can you do that and then the bridge?
Oh, in real life?
Yeah.
I think so.
That.
I used to practice that as a kid.
Here. That's all I can do, though.
Yeah, I could do the bridge. But I might need like a couple tries before I nail it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could one-hit wonder the bridge.
Right.
Like, I need to get my hands situated. Like, feel out the deck.
Totally.
And then after like a couple tries, I'll be in.
You have rust.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do.
I need to oil my...
your bridge.
My bridge. Thank you. That's a perfect way to describe it. So did you always know that you wanted to do comedy or performance?
Kind of. Let's see, what was the evolution of what I wanted? I think, when I was a kid, I saw Home Alone, and I was like, oh, I want to do that or whatever. I'll do that. I'll be like that.
Like
an actor.
The actor?
Yeah. So I wanted to do that. Maybe just internally. I don't think I ever vocalized it.
Right.
But I just felt like, I want to be the Home Alone kid. And then...
Macaulay.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. And later on, it was NBA. I was like, I want to be an NBA player. Okay. What's funny is, like, most people would let a kid have that dream for a little while. Right. But I remember I was in the car, and I said, like, I want to be the NBA. And my uncle was up there, he's like... You're not going to be in the NBA. You're too short. Like, you're not going to be... And I'm like, no, I can still be in the NBA. It was just such a reality check. Yeah. Most people would let the kid have the dream for a while. But my uncle is out the gate. He's like, you're not going to be in the NBA. so it was NBA. And then after that, kind of how I got into comedy, I loved SNL. And I was like, how do people get on that show? Right. And then I researched how people got on that show and stuff. And then it was either through improv, like, Second City, Groundlings, UCB, or stand-up. And then I researched improv, and you have to take classes and pay money and blah, blah, blah. So that's how I got into stand up. I'm like, oh, I'll just do stand up.
Did you ever do any of the improv class? Like improv?
No, I never. Yeah.
I did Groundlings and I did not like it.
Yes, I mean it's for some people, it's not for others. Some people like different schools. Maybe people prefer Second City or UCB.
Totally.
Groundlings is more character based, right?
It's character based, but the thing that didn't make sense to me is, and a lot of these improv schools are like this. They're like, once you get to this level, then we teach you how to write. I'm like, why can't you just write
From the jump.
Yeah, like that didn't make sense to
I don't know
me.
if they
Certain
have their school,
things.
though. The thing
yeah.
is, once you become an institution, you can't question the institution. It's like you're going there because it's like Harvard of comedy, or you're going for the merit badge.
Right.
So you can't be like, hey, Groundlings, just switch your curriculum.
Yeah. I'm not feeling the curriculum.
Yeah, I'm going to make my own Groundlings.
Yeah. They're like, all right, bye.
But that's kind of what happens a little bit. Like that's how UCB started and IO. They're all offshoots of.
Yeah, they're all just different scenes too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's value in it, but I just kind of stand up just seem more doable for me because I can count on me and my schedule. I don't have to like show up to a class, pay money.
Totally.
I don't know, but there's value for some people.
So how often do you write?
A lot, but it's just sort of I've gotten to the point where I've been doing it so long, I don't actively sit down and write. I just write as it comes. I don't let the ideas go away. I'm very good about capturing it in real time.
Right. Do you like text yourself it?
No, I just
it?
have Evernote on my cell phone, and whenever I get an idea, I'll just jot down the idea. Whether it's stand-up, whether it's sketch, whether it's like an Instagram video, just whatever. Good ideas are good ideas.
Totally.
And I'll just have categories for all of them and jot them down. Maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't, but at least give yourself the option or the opportunity instead of just like, what was that thing? I hate that feeling.
That's the worst feeling. The second I have it, I write it down.
Yeah.
I text myself, and then I'm so dumb. Sometimes I text myself, and then I'll be like, oh, I just got a text.
Oh.
And that happens more often than not.
Why don't you just put it in notes or something?
I don't know,
because
I have my weird way of doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like if I told you to stop using Evernote, and you'd be like,
yeah.
I'm not
you have
gonna,
a system.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Do you write it down then?
Yes, I text myself it, and then I transfer it from the text messages to a notebook, and then I work it out from there.
I see.
But I skim my self-texts at the end of the week, and then I transfer.
Okay.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But look, everyone has their, even when you look at, like I don't write down in a notebook anymore, but a lot of comics do. It looks like scribblings of a madman.
It looks like murder. Yeah.
Every comedian, you can make no sense of it.
Right. Serial killer notes for sure. And I just like to write down my set right before I go on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still do that.
I'll do it at home. I won't do it actively. Sometimes I will before, but I definitely like to have a set list, and I can deviate from it. But I like knowing what I want to work on for that night.
Yeah.
I want to use the stage time. I don't show up and it's just like, when do you guys want to talk about what's going on here? And like, I want to be economical with my time.
Yeah.
I don't want to jerk off up there, you know?
Yeah. What if you did?
What if it was the opener? And I'm like, well, I don't know where to go from here. I should have closed with this.
Should have closed with a quick jerk off sesh.
It was metaphorical, though, you know?
Yes, absolutely. What if I thought that was serious?
Literally, it's my new bit. Like, have you seen Fame's new bit? It's very off-putting. A lot of the room walks.
He jacks off as Lance.
Yeah.
With the mullet.
Yeah. You would expect that from Lance, not me, probably.
No.
You're like, that's just what Lance does.
Yeah, Lance.
He's excited to be there.
Lance is erotic. He's fun.
Yeah, the mullet's very polarizing. Some girls are really into it, and some thought it was gross.
Some girls are into the mullet.
They're kind of like they wouldn't admit they're in. They're like on the fence. They're into it, but they know they shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a greasy soccer player or something. It's like forbidden fruit.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you have like a very like.
It's like they would never tell their friends. I feel like this is just my own hypothesis. I feel like girls would, in this fantastical world, they would like have sex with Lance, but they would never tell anyone about it. Like they would love it, but they would just like no one can know. Like you're not proud of that. You're not proud of that.
Something corny about that mullet.
Maybe there's like
you know what I mean?
You see that or a guy like that, and you know like, oh, this will never be a thing. And there's kind of luxury in knowing, quantifying something.
Right.
Because I think a lot
like
of
a novelty.
there's a novelty, or you know what it is.
Right.
There's no, are you gonna meet my parents, or like a guy with like a greasy mullet and a wife beater?
No.
It's just so binary. Whereas other dudes, it's like, could this be a thing? Blah blah blah. This unknown. So I think that's the appeal of just like
Lance is basically just like if a dude were to hook up with like a hot chick with like huge like porn star looking.
Yeah.
There's something porn star looking about Lance in a way.
I guess so.
You know, because it's the hair, it's the tight.
He's not gonna accommodate your feelings or want to go like.
And I don't think you even want him to.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, you're right.
How funny would it be if like you try to like domesticate Lance and he's wearing like a sweater and he's just like
Lance falls
over
in
at
love.
the parents. It's, nice to meet you. I love what you've done. Hey, your daughter's great.
When Lance meets the parents, is his hair just how
It's
normally
in a
is?
ponytail.
Yeah.
He has it in a scrunchie, like, and he has glasses on, like he's trying to be. I always thought that like whenever you see sometimes Lil Wayne will be on sports shows talking about sports.
Okay.
And he has like glasses on. And to me, it's just so funny. Like, this is business professional Wheezy. Like, he still has tats all over his face, and he has like glasses on.
He's talking sports.
Like he doesn't have tats on his face anymore. Yeah.
That's
like
so
this is
funny.
job interview Wheezy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, just seeing Lil Wayne with glasses is so funny.
Yeah, Lil Wayne with glasses. I can't believe Lil Wayne's still alive.
Yeah, didn't he have some scares?
Yeah, he
Was it from all
stays
the,
having
like,
scares.
The scissor? Or
Yeah,
that's
the
dangerous
lean.
stuff.
He was
Lean.
just like pounding. Like,
Is lean and scissor the same thing?
yes.
Okay, I just came here to kind of straighten that
To
out.
talk.
Yeah. I knew
lean
you were
and
the
scissor up.
Yeah, you
same
were
thing. If you had your drug app,
Oh yes,
you
I would
could
know
tell
what it is.
yourself. Yeah.
So was it scissor and then lean is just a new term?
Yeah. Okay. So scissor up,
Scissor.
whatever it is.
You said scissor up?
Sorry.
You really want to say syrup?
Scissor. Scissor up. What is it?
Scissor. I believe it's scissor.
Scissor.
If you're from the dirty South, comment
We're
below. Let us know.
We're ruining
if it's scissor.
lean culture right now.
Yeah.
People are like,
How dare
this
you.
white bitch
They have
doesn't
a
know how
white
to say
styrofoam guy.
it.
So I heard you have two cups. You have one styrofoam cup with ice,
Uh-huh.
and then to put the scissor
Yeah.
cool at all times.
I think, I don't know if you have two. All I know
Hmm.
is this. People take the lean, they put it in styrofoam with ice. Sometimes they'll even throw in like soda with it
Okay.
or like a Jolly Rancher for
Whoa.
flavor.
Like a tea bag? Like a scissor
Yeah.
tea bag?
Yes.
It'd be funny, like a bunch of like trap artists are entertaining each other in a house. Like, you want a Jolly Rancher with that? We'll flip. I got grape. I got cherry. I'll do a cherry.
That's so funny. Garnishing with a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, it's like a tea bag.
And then it became lean because it makes you lean.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Scissor up.
Dang.
And that's Lean 101
Lean 101.
with Shank. Well, that's our episode. I wasn't
All
planning
right.
on getting into lean and ending that abruptly with it, but thank you so
But
much
we are
for
sponsored.
coming on.
Thank you. We are sponsored by Lean, though.
Yes,
Right?
brought to you by Lean. And where can our listeners find you, and do you have anything coming up you want to promote?
Oh, boy. I should have thought about this. You can find me at fahimanwar.com, I guess, but who goes to websites anymore? At Fahim Anwar for everything.
At Fahim Anwar.
Yeah,
everything.
Instagram, and then Twitter. Yeah, at Fahim Anwar. I have a podcast.
What's your podcast called?
It's called Fahim Anwar Dance Hour.
Fahim Anwar Dance
It's
Hour.
misleading. It's just it's talking. But I love music, you know. So every episode will have a song that I fuck with currently as an intro track and as an outro track.
Is it two different songs or the same?
Two different songs.
Oh.
And then I have a playlist called Fahim Anwar Dance Hour.
Oh.
Playlist on Spotify. So the songs from that just go on the playlist.
Cool.
Yeah. And
So-
then I have a special out. I actually just put it on YouTube. It was on Amazon, but I'm like, let me upload it to YouTube. See
Yeah.
Nothing happened to it.
Uh-huh.
So it's still up there.
So it's on YouTube.
So yeah, just YouTube it. It's called There's No Business Like Show Business. Check it out for free.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out. Fahim's super funny, and you guys will really enjoy it. And thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming on. Thank you guys for listening and
Thanks for
watching
having me.
another episode of Shank. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. All right, thanks so much. Bye.